You can't. No, you can't.
You can.
You got to talk about the weirdness that is college football. Like, that's the weirdness.
Excellent.
That's the weirdness, not you. Not the individual. Not saying you, but the individual. What was the song?
4 or 5 seconds. 4 or 5 seconds from my
Oh, okay. Wait, who's on that?
Rihanna, Kanye, and Paul McCartney.
There we go.
What a trio.
Yeah. All right.
It's a good song.
You say so?
I enjoy it greatly. Every time it comes on, I actually think to myself, that's a top tier song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
I think I had enough.
You're right. We can still get weird.
You're
doing it now.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Why you got your Mr. Serious hat on?
I forgot.
Did you forget who we are?
My fault. You're right.
How dare you?
You're right. Oh, how about this? So my wife is on the couch. We're talking Friday night, Saturday night, one of them nights. She's like, hey, question. If I put on a Ninja Turtle t-shirt, sweatpants, and some headphones, who would I be? I was like, okay, you very clearly would be me. Why are you asking this question? So I play stupid. I don't know who. I'd be you, dummy. That's what I'm gonna wear on Monday. It's like, wait, what? She's like, yeah. You got to dress up. It's their homecoming week. So Monday is dress like your favorite celebrity day. And so she's going to be dressed as me.
That's a real generous use of the word celebrity.
Very generous.
I don't know, actually. You were in your big celebrity space this weekend.
When?
At the MVP event.
Oh, yeah. But that's more like friends, not necessarily celebrities.
Oh,
you become a Grizzlies season ticket holder.
My bad.
We become friends.
Oh, that's such a sweet. They should use that as a tagline.
Yeah. Hey, you want to
be a season ticket holder?
You could be friends with CJ.
People are like, you know what? Actually, times are tight. The pocketbook is thin.
That dude is a dork. I don't want to be friends with him. So, yeah.
It'd be entertaining.
It would be.
It sure would be. What's up, everybody? It is a Monday, September 8th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass. Coming up on today's show, football. The NFL gave us an all-timer to cap off the first Sunday of the NFL season. College football with a couple big upsets. Goalposts already getting taken down. We will go through all the highs, all the lows, all the weirdness of the first full weekend of the football season. Gary Parrish will join us. We'll chat with him. We'll do some Hot Mess Express. It's a Monday. You know what we say. Happy false fall. There was a chill in the air. It was 50 degrees when I came in this morning.
I think it's actual fall.
No, it's false fall. It's going to be 90 middle of the week.
Okay.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
That boy is mine.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. I hope you had a tremendous weekend. I watched nothing but football all weekend long, as I am supposed to. And what an absolute bonkers way to end the first Sunday of the NFL season. I know, CJ, we always say week one of the NFL season is a liar, a notorious liar. Do not believe anything she tells you. Do not believe what you see. Things can change dramatically based off of a week one performance. But I cannot imagine it not being true by the end of the year that we will not be saying Bills-Ravens was one of the best games of the season, hands down. One of the best games I've ever watched. I know that's recency bias, but that was a tremendous football game we got last night.
Oh, absolutely. And wasn't Ravens Chiefs week one last year? Wasn't that Sunday Night Football last year? Was it? Where it was the throw into the back of the end zone. Why am I blanking on the Ravens tight end's name?
Mark Andrews.
No, he was injured, remember? This was when other tight end bust onto the scene. Why do I want to call my man Isaiah? I don't know. But
Isaiah Likely.
There we go.
Yes.
And he caught it, but it was like, was it inbounds? Where was his toe at? And it was week one then too, wasn't it?
I think it was. But
it's just something special about when the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs play one another. I agree with that. I'll throw Bengals in there as well. If one of those four are playing each other, if two of those four are playing against one another, it's going to be a good game. Soup of goodness. It's going to be a special game.
I'll also say, like, your first excellent game of the season, like truly great, dramatic, crazy, wild football game of the season, always feels a little extra special, and that was the case last night because you had the Ravens who were up 40-25 with 4 minutes left in the game. That is a 15-point lead. 4 minutes left. Derrick Henry had been running his little patootie all over the field all night long. He couldn't be stopped. Lamar was great. Many of us were ready to declare the Ravens inevitable Super Bowl champions. I was one of them watching the Ravens last night. They're balanced. They're deep. You have DeAndre Hopkins out here making crazy grabs in the year 2025. You have the Bills fans leaving the stadium. They're like, goodbye, goodbye. We're going to try to beat traffic. And then the Derrick Henry fumble changes everything. It opens a window, and Josh Allen and the Bills just bust through it and deliver one of the most impressive comebacks we've seen. They score 16 straight points to win, 41-40. Matt Prater, who joined the Bills on Friday because their kicker is injured, so they had to bring in 41-year-old Broncos legend, Lions legend, Matt Prater. He kicks the game-winning field goal. It was almost blocked. We were like this close to the Bills losing that game, but they don't, and instead you get to look at Josh Allen, who Fourth quarter, Josh Allen last night, 16 of 21, 251 yards, 10 carries for 18 yards, and 3 total touchdowns. First player this century to throw for over 250 yards in a fourth quarter and win. Watching Josh Allen last night was just a picture-perfect example of why these days when you ask anybody, who would you want to build your team around? What quarterback would you want to build your team around? And it feels like in recent years, it was such a quick flip of a Patrick Mahomes. But there's been a change in that with Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. But Josh Allen, especially last night, you see why he has entered that kind of a territory. Because why the Ravens put the ball back in Josh Allen's hands, I do not know. But he took full advantage of it, and he reminded Bills fans, I am your quarterback. Don't you dare leave a game when there is still a chance. It might have been the smallest of the smallest chance. I think the Ravens at one point by ESPN were deemed like 99% chance of winning that game last night. But Josh Allen was amazing. James Cook had that huge run at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Excellent game. Just two of the best teams that we have in the NFL this year. I couldn't have asked for anything more.
Excellent game because the Bills came back. That game, for the most part, was one-sided. It was the Ravens doing whatever the Ravens wanted to, looking like the most talented team, especially on the offensive side of the ball in the NFL. How in the fourth quarter they couldn't get one more first down, right? Like one more first down, 2 more first downs. That doesn't happen. I don't know.
It does for the Ravens.
I don't know what switch got flipped on the Bills side of things, but they flipped it when the fourth quarter came. And they've got out there and they won, like you said, last-second field goal. The Ravens routinely, though, like you said, routinely get in pretty precarious situations in the fourth quarter, and they fall. I don't know what this is about. A team that looks so good for 3 quarters, hell, sometimes 3.5 quarters, looks abysmal when it matters the most, when the game is on the line, when it's, hey, we just need one more something, somebody. Hopkins, Likely, Andrews, Lamar, Derek, somebody help us get one more first down. Just one more, and then there's not enough time on the clock. But tip of the cap to the Bills. The Ravens got some things to figure out, as both the Steelers and the Bengals won yesterday. So it's never too early to start talking divisional race in the NFL. Ravens are behind in that loaded AFC North.
Aaron Rodgers not washed? Question mark?
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
He had 4 touchdowns yesterday, so I'm not going to besmirch the man, but it is September for a 40-year-old quarterback, and I will believe it when I see it through the entirety of the season. Can
you take the shot outside? I want to find something that moves better than Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah, he can't move.
That flag post. The flag. Oh, say, can you see? That flag post moves way better than Aaron Rodgers. He still has it, though. Aaron Rodgers up here, I know we kind of got off topic a little bit, but just real quick.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers mentally and Aaron Rodgers with the arm strength in a pocket still has it. It's just if you get pressure on him, there's nothing he can do. He can't evade that and throw it away. But
I was going to say, just because we ended there for a second, before the Bills-Ravens game, I could have made a case that Steelers-Jets was the most entertaining game of the day. Like, you're up in that early morning. I was back on Red Zone. The full minute of commercials were not something I appreciated, but having Red Zone back on my life and an Octobox at that was a wonderful thing. Did not think that Steelers-Jets was going to carry my attention as much as it did. The little switcheroo of Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields. Justin Fields looked awesome for the Jets. And that game was fun. It was fun seeing 2 former Memphis Tigers thrive in Calvin Austin and Kenneth Gainwell. That last hit by Jalen Ramsey on Justin Fields was just like a complete, I am a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Jalen Ramsey is a psycho.
Jalen
watching
Ramsey
him play
on,
is nuts.
What was the receiver?
Oh, it was on Garrett Wilson.
It was on Wilson.
I thought he was going to kill him.
Yeah, it was on Wilson.
Yeah. I was like, is Garrett Wilson okay?
Make that catch.
How many times?
You got to make that catch.
So this was my first weekend because I wasn't here the previous ones for college football, and NFL always elevates it too. But I do find myself having to reacclimate to watching football. The amount of times I go, and then I'm like, oh, that's just standard. Oh, he's fine. He pops back up. But I swear, some of these things, like the Micah Parsons hit on Jared Goff towards the end of that game, I'm like, he's going to kill him. He's going to die.
I don't know. Identify where Micah is and get the hell out of the way.
Joe Burrow having to run away from Myles Garrett again. I'm like, oh, they're all coming back. This is how it all comes
Imagine
No.
running
The normal,
from Myles Garrett?
The normal human being would simply crumble and say, okay.
I'd rather run
I'm
away
out.
from a bear than Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Like a polar bear.
Like the
one
man
of the
versus
non-friendly
bear
ones.
conversation gets amplified.
If it's Myles Garrett, give me the bear.
No, I'm good.
Am I in a
all right.
pocket? Who would you rather come across in a pocket, Myles Garrett or the bear?
The bear,
In the
a
pocket,
lion,
the bear.
a tiger, whatever
Not
it may
Myles
be.
Garrett, no.
Anyway, I do hope we get Bills Ravens in the playoffs. Would be spectacular.
I mean, you're gonna get one of
them.
Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, Bengals in the playoffs.
When you're ready to say the Chiefs?
Why
Because
not?
I'm ready to say that the most important takeaway of the weekend happened on Friday under the great lights in Sao Paulo, Brazil, where Justin Herbert didn't shy away from the opportunity to come out and put on a show for everybody. CJ, just give me one Justin Herbert looked good. Just give me one Justin Herbert looked good.
It was a good game.
On the scramble, one of the best plays of the weekend.
This is what he can do so well.
What a man.
He can do so very, very well.
Imagine
on that
thinking
play,
he doesn't have elite potential.
Well, he doesn't. What they did well in that game, this weekend for me was all about play calling and how you call plays as a coordinator, both offensive and defensive. And there were games like that one that were won because they called a good game. They did. And so on that play right there, it's third down, got to pick up the first down to run out the clock because you say you don't want the ball to end up in Josh Allen's hand. You sure as hell don't want it to end up in Patrick
started
Mahomes.
that trend.
Yeah, so you don't want that to happen. So you got to get the first down. And they had been doing a really good job running the ball. You got to establish the run and even like commit to the run. And they did that. And on the bootleg out after everybody commits to the run, it's man-to-man behind them. And there's nobody there to stop Justin Herbert from getting that first down because everybody's back in man. He played a really good game. He was smart with the passes he's made good decisions, not just not turning the ball over, but throwing the ball to the right player, the most right player. Oftentimes on some of these plays, you have two dudes, maybe even three dudes open, but who is the most right player to give the ball to? And Justin Herbert did a very good job of getting it in that playmaker's hand. There was a moment there in the Broncos-Titans game, as I continue to hop all over the place. But the Bo Nix, late in that game, needed to pick up a first down. It was only a two-player route. One player goes this way, the other player goes that way. It's just a simple cross. He makes the decision because pressure is coming, and oh boy, he reverted back to Bo. He threw it to the wrong one. The dude on the left was wide the F open. We in Memphis, Tennessee were closer than the nearest defender to him in Denver, Colorado. And he just made the wrong decision, threw it, ended up being an incomplete pass. It didn't hurt anything, but that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. And Justin Herbert in that game avoided that. He always put the ball where it needed to be.
Decision making someone like a Quentin Johnston look like he could be a formidable receiver this year. But between Johnston, McConkey, Keenan Allen, Tyler Conklin, really
How about Keenan Allen?
How about Keenan Allen?
Was not expecting him to still be Keenan Allen.
But when you have Justin Herbert,
No,
listen,
stop it.
I remain steadfast that Justin Herbert is a special talent and will ultimately have special postseason moments. And I understand that until he has those, it will take some time for people to really dive into what Justin Herbert can be. But he got himself a nice girlfriend. He was out with Madison Beer, took his left tackle out on a date with Madison Beer over the weekend, a singer, songwriter, and just very beautiful gal. He seems to be in a good space. I like Justin Herbert. I like the Chargers in the AFC West right now because we will hop into the Broncos Titans game from this weekend. We'll go locally. The Broncos gave the Titans every opportunity to win that game in Denver. But two things. One, Cam Ward doesn't have any receivers who can catch the ball. Like, we might not have Will Levis for the memification of the Titans anymore, but we do have Cam Ward's father, who gave us one of the best memes, one of the best video clips coming out of week one. And that was after Calvin Ridley's, was it his third drop? Was it his fourth drop? But Cam Ward's dad was everyone watching yet another receiver drop one of Cam Ward's passes, just crumbling in frustration.
Before this moment, they show the family, and the family's just sitting there. and I think it's Mark Sanchez and somebody I think on the call. I can't remember who it is. In this big moment, one possession game, first NFL start on the road against that defense, and the family's just sort of sitting there, chill, cool. And one of the announcers goes, "Yeah, if that was my son on the field, I'd be losing my mind right now." And then
like,
that
cue
drop
him.
happened, and he just had to get up.
It was so bad. So that was tough. And then Brian Callahan certainly did not show his finest as a head coach. I saw someone call him, I did not say this, I saw someone call him the worst coach in the NFL since Urban Meyer, and I determined that is maybe the meanest thing that you could ever say about a coach. But coming out of week one, Titans fans are just about ready to move on from Brian Callahan at this point. And listen, it's hard for any offense to look particularly adept going up against that Broncos defense, but you had 4 Broncos turnovers. I think they also turned it over on downs twice. So 6 turnovers. Weren't able to capitalize on any of it. The play calling from Brian Callahan was head-scratching at best. That drive at the end of the first half that resulted with Cam Ward almost getting sacked for the safety, and then the Broncos got the short field possession, and the one nice throw from Bo Nix to Cortland Sutton for the touchdown. That really ended up being like the game turner or the game winner for Denver. On top of that, I'm not sure Brian Callahan completely knows what a catch is. And I know we always joke, like, who knows what a catch is? But there was the A.O. Manor catch where he's on the sidelines, he's out of bounds, but you look back on it and his elbow goes down in bounds before the rest of his body goes out of bounds. And Callahan did not challenge it at the time, and he was asked about it after the game. And he essentially said, well, his elbow was in, and that doesn't make it a catch. His actual quote was, "You've got to get a foot in bounds too," which we didn't have a clean look at whether his foot was down as well. An elbow doesn't equal 2 feet, so his foot would have had to come down as well. We didn't have a clean look, so the call from upstairs was that it wasn't worth challenging. But the NFL rulebook says otherwise. You just need a body part. And I know we get in the weeds of like, what is a catch? But if you're the coach of an NFL team and you're trying to exploit any opportunity to win a game that you weren't expected to win in Denver, you just can't have that happen. I look forward to hearing how he ultimately answers a question about that question later this week. But it was tough for the Titans out there.
It looked like the same old Titans to me. From again, play calling. You know, you brought up the drive at the end of halftime where you're pinned back inside of your 10. You get negative plays the first play, negative yards first play. You get near safety the second play. Why not just run the ball, make Denver use a timeout, or just run the ball and let the clock run so you don't give them the ball back with good field position and time on the clock to move down the field? You do one of those type things. Instead, you drop back for a third straight time, and it's just not working. I don't understand why you do that. And this is coming off of last season where they did little, if anything, to protect Will Levis from himself. He's going to do what he's going to do, but you've got to be willing to say, all right, we're not going to allow this to happen. I can't remember which game it was. He had Will Levis throws an interception. Defense, from a yards per game standpoint, last year the Titans defense was really good. This year, we'll see, and they did a good job against the Broncos getting pressure on Bo Nix, forcing those turnovers. But last year, Will Levis throws an interception. Defense stands. They get the punt. They got the ball back. In the very next play, you say, all right, Will, throw the ball as far as you can downfield. And what happens is another interception. Instead of saying, hey, you know what? We're going to let you gather yourself, get some more composure, and then we'll try this. No, they're just doing crazy things, just doing weird stuff. And it wasn't just that play or that drive to end the half. It routinely, it's, hey, why? Just why? This hadn't worked all game. Why are you going back to this? Why don't you try to do something different? Why don't you try to throw the ball on first down every now and then? Why don't you try? There was nothing for Tony Pollard to do running the ball. Why don't you try getting him out into the flat on a screen or two and seeing if that doesn't loosen this defense up some? I just don't know what the Titans are going to be able to do with Callahan calling the plays. It just does not look good.
And that's where you can have a coach that ruins a quarterback.
I texted Jacob, was like, yo, what the hell is going on? He's like, I don't know. I could hear the dejection in his spirit about that game yesterday.
Well, listen, I had dejection in my spirit. Bo Nix looked awful. He looked horrific. And then he's yelling at his teammates out there. I'm like, buddy, you are a second-year quarterback. Let's pump the brakes on all of this.
A not good second-year quarterback.
Yeah.
But maybe. Certainly in that game.
Certainly hasn't proven it yet in that game.
In that game, you weren't.
You have all the hype going into this season. You have the Broncos ascending into this position where some are calling them a sneaky Super Bowl pick, but at best, someone who could compete with the likes of the Chargers in the AFC West. And their defense is spectacular. Like, Bo Nix just has to be okay enough. And you escape with a win like you did yesterday. But that's against the Titans.
Listen, man.
You had an 8-point win at home. Anyway, there's plenty of space to continue to develop on that.
Gotta have him play within himself. It seemed like they opened things all the way up for the young man, and he is not.
And it was too open.
Narrow that. Say, hey,
take those eyes back.
Throw it here or throw it away. That is it. That's when he was good last year. Is because he was avoiding turnovers.
Right.
And that's all you need. You just need a risk-averse quarterback. You don't need somebody who can make the throws down the field and make the big-time plays. Just, hey, Bo, don't turn the ball over. Because you asking Bo to start pushing the ball down the field, I fear you'll end up with 4 turnovers in a game.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll give some final takes on the opening weekend of the NFL. We'll move into college football, where I was told week 2 of the college football schedule was absolutely terrible. And it kind of ruled. A couple big upsets, some fun games. We'll get into all that. Plus, Gary Parrish still ahead after a quick break.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
The boy is mine.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
they sell you on Memphis?
We're really just, I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I want to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. Continuing through opening weekend of the NFL. Our household watching the Broncos beat the Titans and watching the Niners barely beat the Seahawks at the same time was the most feeling of wins for your team. Like, there was no elation in our household. It was just like, oh, well, a win's a win. Kittle got hurt.
Yeah.
That sucked. I have a lot of George Kittle in my fantasy football life this season. Somehow have no Derrick Henry and infinite George Kittle. I just never got Derrick Henry. I want to know what it feels like to have Derrick Henry on your fantasy football team.
You got to take him first. Who'd you take in your first round? Receiver?
Most of the time was I only had one pick where he would have even been available, and I took Bijan Robinson.
Wait, when are you drafting? Derrick Henry was going late in the first.
I guess.
So if you're drafting third or fourth, you could have taken Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I could have.
You went with Justin Jefferson.
Okay, to be
Chase,
fair,
CD?
this is on me and many others who feel the same way because his average draft position is never at the top. You're always like, this is the year it's going to drop off. This is certainly the year that Derrick Henry isn't going to continue to be the Derrick Henry that we saw last year and the year before. And instead, we're sitting here coming out of last night. I get that he has the fumble, and that was a horrible changing of the tide of how we're talking about Derrick Henry today, because if that Buffalo comeback hadn't happened, the first segment would have been dedicated to, is Derrick Henry evolving into the best running back of our generation before our very eyes? Like, will he get to a place where we emphatically say better than Adrian Peterson?
Okay, so that's
that
best,
generation.
That's best running back of your generation.
That's who I think of. Who do you think of?
We different generations. Emmett and Barry Sanders, right? Like,
I'm just a tad younger.
Yeah. But that's generational cutoff there.
Anyway, he's insane.
He's
and
phenomenal.
Back at it again. We talked a little bit about the Steelers-Jets. Aaron Rodgers said he was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets after that game. So petty Aaron Rodgers is back. Loved Mike Tomlin talking about Chris Boswell, who nailed a 60-yard field goal. There were a lot of missed kicks yesterday, but the Boswell 60-yarder was one of the best, and Mike Tomlin called him a serial killer. He was like, our kicker's a serial killer. Complimentary. Can you be complimentary about being called a serial killer? Like, if I was like, my co-host is a serial killer, would you take that as a positive?
I mean, you calling me co-host, so that's a promotion. Yeah, like, yes.
That's how I refer to you as.
Yes.
Co-host, producer, extraordinaire.
The thing, I put this out there on social, right? Sports has changed a lot since I was a kid, and it continues to evolve. All of them continue to change with the times. More so than how fast players are, more so than how big dudes are, more so than what everybody in the NBA is doing from beyond the three-point line. The thing that blows my mind the most, the thing that you could not tell 10-year-old me and expect me to be like, oh, okay, I can see that happening, is the fact that we just make dudes who can kick 60-yard field goals. And that was a 60-yard kick, but he had space on that. That would have been good, I think, from like 64, 65. Incredible stuff right there.
That was that loop kick for the Ravens last night, too. I was like, oh, just casually going for it. Okay.
Why not?
Why would you not?
We might live in a world one day, I hope y'all are ready for this, where we have to expand the football field because dudes are just making 80-yard kicks.
Wow.
Just step onto the field, get 2 yards. It's like, oh, all right, do we punt it? Do we kick it? Let's kick it. And dudes just go out there and pulverize an 80-yarder.
Can AI do that?
No.
Can a bionic robot? Probably. That might be the one thing they could actually do pretty quickly. We did see some things that we haven't seen in a long time, like in that Steelers-Jets game. Jets didn't punt in the first half for the first time since like 1991, which was a wild statistic for the New York Jets. Another game that you saw something we haven't seen ever. Colts Dolphins. The Dolphins made the Colts look like Super Bowl contenders, which is more a testament to how stinky the Miami Dolphins appear to be this year. The Colts scored on all 7 of their possessions. They are the first team to do that since 1977. That means Daniel Jones did something that no quarterback has done this century. Daniel Jones Somebody said we have to stop calling him Danny Dimes and turn him into Indiana Jones, and I am all for that. Okay. I'm all for the Indiana Jones era. Colts' first Week 1 win in 12 years. Andrew Luck was the last quarterback to win opening week for the Indianapolis Colts. Tyreek Hill was crashing out of that game before halftime and throwing a little tantrum on the sidelines. I would too if I played for the Dolphins.
That's the coach who's gone.
By Halloween.
Like, there's no real control there. And stories have come out about, what the culture is like in that locker room and with those players. And it doesn't seem like McDaniels has a whole lot of it. And now he's going out trying to get it. The coaching staff is trying to go get it. And after you've allowed people to exist without structure, the moment you try and put structure in, and things take a turn like this, everybody turns on everybody. And it's just going to be a locker room influx and people mad at teammates and coaches and things of that nature. And it's going to result in poor play on the field, which then will directly result in coaches being let go.
Yes. I think McDaniel is up there. I think Zach Taylor is still a sneaky. I know the Bengals won. The Bengals got a Week 1 win, and that is something to be celebrated. But, God, did they barely beat the Browns. Browns kicker missed an extra point and missed a field goal. The Browns held the Bengals to 7 net yards in the second half and still lost that game.
As long as the Bengals win,
they got to stop.
That's it.
They're like Joe Flacco's 40 years old, and the Bengals defense did the bare minimum of getting a stop when they needed it.
Some of these teams, you got to look at what they've been historically. And historically, the first 4 weeks of the season, the Bengals have been a 1-3 team. And then we look up at the end of the year, they're rolling, they're humming, but they don't get into the playoffs because they had an abysmal start to the season. All they need to do is win. That is it. We can talk about what those wins look like in October.
In a month.
With November. If they're doing this in mid-October, early November, then yeah, we can break down what's going wrong with the Bengals. They won. So everything went right for them Week 1. That's all that matters.
Any other standouts for you?
The way the Packers manhandled the Lions. Under kneecap man, I hadn't seen the Lions get just out physical. Right, you got a coach who's talking about biting off kneecaps and running around, scowling,
your
screaming.
Your baseline is your physicality.
He's swole like this, right? You're not supposed to. You don't get out physical often, and this is the first time that I can remember under Dan Campbell, the Lions just got manhandled physically. The second thing from that game, that's why you don't let Micah Parsons go. Yes. That's why. He commands so much attention on the defensive side of the ball that he frees everybody else up because they got one-on-ones now. They got one-on-ones. You got to chip them. You got to double team them. And that's like, oh, so there's no back here? And I'm one-on-one? Cool, I can get there. I can do that. If you are a decent defensive lineman, one-on-one, that's all you need. All right? Then you think about the versatility, where he lines up at. I just look up, I'm like, oh, where the hell did Micah go? They're like, oh, Micah's defensive tackle on this play. What? You're lining them up at end and defensive tackle, and you're putting them on the other end. You can move them around everywhere. And when you decide, all right, you just got to block them. Whoever you are, right tackle, left tackle, y'all got to block them. We'll get the ball out quick. You don't got no help. He still causes havoc. He still wreaks havoc, right? That's why you don't let Micah Parsons go. That's why you pay that man. And the Cowboys, unfortunately for the Packers, unfortunately for the Cowboys fans, let one of the truly generational talents on the defensive side of the ball go. And you just look at what he was able to do yesterday against a team in the Lions that everybody thinks is going to be pretty good.
I saw, and I can't find it now, the specific stat on it. Oh, here it is. Jared Goff has had 5 different play callers in his career. Under the 3 not named Sean McVay and Ben Johnson, he is 0-19-1. 0-19-1. That's wild. Excited to see how the Bears play tonight after watching how poor the Lions offense was.
That's where Ben Johnson is, right?
Yes.
And
ascended
I get them mixed up
so quickly.
I get Johnson and Glenn mixed up because they were both there.
Ben Johnson.
Glenn was
now the Bears
Jets
coach.
Is the Jets coach.
Correct.
All right. Did a great job to open the season. They lost, but still did a good job.
Jahmyr Gibbs had 10 receptions for 31 yards yesterday for the Detroit Lions. Yeah, they lost their center. It just nothing feels particularly inspiring about Detroit coming out of that. The Rams defense looked very, very good yesterday. TBD if that is more a testament to the Texans being bad. The Texans' offensive line looked poor. C.J. Stroud couldn't get anything going yesterday.
Hey, at a certain point, I'm going to have to double check this, but at a certain point, your first 2 picks of the NFL draft need to be linemen.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you got to say, all right, we got to get this offensive line straight, because they are, for the second year. This is Joe Burrow dealt with this with the Bengals, where that offensive line was just so abysmal. You got to invest in the offensive line to keep these quarterbacks upright, man.
Brian Daboll refused to commit to Russell Wilson being his week 2 starter for the Giants. They scored 6 points against the Commanders. Their defense seems pretty good. Commanders were struggling. It's not as if the Commanders went out there and lit it up. Jaden Daniels, 19 of 30 for 233 and a touchdown. Will be interesting how quickly we see Jackson Dart. Will be interesting if we start seeing a back and forth between Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson, what that could potentially look like in New York. Bryce Young looked really bad, and it made me really sad. I'm rooting for a Bryce Young renaissance, and I don't think that's going to happen in Carolina. They got beat by the Jags, 26-10. We have a ton of college football to get to. Oh, the Falcons-Buccaneers game was another very fun one, but the Falcons find new ways to lose football games all the time, and it is just, I can't imagine being a Falcons fan. I think that's one of the more miserable.
At this point, why?
Why be a Falcons fan?
At this point, why?
Yeah.
Think about
it's a wonderful question.
When they were good, right? The best Falcons seasons. I think 96
late 90s,
was
mid-90s.
one. They got to the Super Bowl with the Dirty Birds, and NFL Man of the Year got arrested for prostitution, soliciting prostitutes the night before the Super Bowl. He got the award for being Man of the Year, goes home, and on his way home gets arrested for soliciting prostitutes. That's not supposed to happen. And that happened. And then you think about the fact that they blew that lead in the Super Bowl, 28-3 lead, the next time they got to the Super Bowl in 2017. And the years between that, those were the Mike Vick years, who got cut short because he decided that he was going to allow his homeboys and cousins to fight dogs in his house. And then we decided, yo, you can't be fighting dogs in your house, Mike, even though like there's a community of people who's like, yeah, no, that's fine. They're like, no, it's not. Mike Vick, you got to go to jail. I wasn't there. It's like, we don't care. You got to do 2 years, dog. Like, that's Falcons fans.
Yeah.
That's insane. No, there's no reason for you to willingly choose to be a Falcons fan or to continue to be a Falcons fan. You got to let that.
That's kind of how I feel about the Browns as well.
Oh.
Like why you would continue to choose to be a Browns fan.
Listen,
those two things have to be very
after bringing in Deshaun Watson,
self-deprecating decisions.
Listen, you bring in Deshaun Watson. Let's say you're delusional. Let's say you don't care about good people at all.
Yeah.
You bring in Deshaun Watson, who was a really good quarterback.
At a time. But also was a little handsy.
And so let's say you can ignore all the handsy stuff because you think
he's so good. Correct.
You're so good, we're gonna ignore that. And then he gets to you and is awful. Is terrible. So now you throw on the handsiness plus the awfulness on the field. So the awfulness off the field, which is way more important, and the awfulness on the field, you got to look around and say, all right, I'm out. I can't be cheering for this. I can't be riding for this.
Else.
No.
All right.
All those damn teams in Ohio, the Bengals are there. The Bears ain't that damn far.
Just root for Ohio. I mean, I know we can't say it, but like root for Ohio State.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
You know who looked great was
Toledo.
Emeka
Akron.
Egbuka.
Oh, yeah, he did look good.
Phenomenal
He
yesterday.
Did.
All right.
Of Ohio State.
Speaking of Ohio State, we will get into college football because it was a very fun college football Saturday. The South Florida win over Florida, the Mississippi State. Shout out to Mississippi State fans who finally got to feel elation, so much so that they stormed the field, took the goalposts after their win against Arizona State. We'll get into all the college football happenings. Plus, Gary Parrish is going to join us in the next segment. We'll catch up with GP after a quick break.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
We're really just, I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. It's Monday. That means it's time to catch up with Gary Parrish, host of the Gary Parrish Show, weekday mornings at 10 a.m. on Grind City Media. Gary, one's up. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you.
Don't tap the glass.
Yeah.
It's a good advice.
I think broadly speaking, it's
in general.
You'd probably, if you just err on that side, you'd be right more than you'd be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just leave it alone.
Hey, speaking of erring on the right side, I come to you for all moral questions in life, which is truly the worst
questionable
that I do, and highly questionable.
But I'll do my best. What you got?
Taking a quick break of all the football talk from the weekend, there was an event that happened at a baseball game, and I'm not talking about the Dodgers collapse, which was also a very entertaining thing to witness if you're not a Dodgers fan, but that's being aside. At a game this weekend, the Phillies game, Phillies Marlins Friday night. Harrison Bader hits a home run.
Yes.
Chaos ensues in the outfield because there is a fight between fans for the ball. And one gets it, takes it back to his son. He's a proud dad. He drops it in his son's glove. And then, oh no, this woman follows him. And she is irate that she did not get the ball.
Yeah.
And she is giving him an earful about it.
She certainly got the haircut for it, doesn't she?
It's a really unfortunate, perfect haircut.
If you're going to be that woman, that's the haircut for it.
At least you're living up to the stereotype.
Yes. You're in character.
She does technically win in the moment. She gets the ball.
Right.
Which, if I were the dad, I think I would have caved as well, because at that point,
not
you're with
me,
not
CJ. No
you.
chance. No
okay,
chance.
Fine.
I'm arguing with this woman.
Gary.
Until the end.
It was the son's birthday.
Yeah.
He was there on his birthday.
Well,
I'm just not going to let a woman that looks like that talk to me in any way whatsoever.
Okay, I don't care how she looks. I would not.
I care how she looks.
Not care
how she looks
somebody.
matters to me.
What was she wearing?
Yeah, she was asking for it, showing up, even walking around looking like that.
I hate. No, her actions led her.
I'm going to judge her on her
becoming
appearance. I'm
incredibly
judging her appearance.
Attacked by. I woke up on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And my entire timeline was trying to make a commentary about this woman, find her home, find her job. And I do think we take things a little far as a society at some points. Like, she was an idiot. She was rude. She did something at a baseball game that I would assume, I don't want to assume, but I would assume she would like to take back at this moment because
Not
she
with that
became a villain.
haircut. Not with that haircut. Once you get that haircut, you ain't trying to take nothing back.
No, you want to know what I think she probably, this is just being recklessly assumptive. She probably still thinks she was in the right. Yeah. And that was her ball, and that she touched it first, and thus she deserved it,
Sure.
and she got what she rightfully deserved in getting that. But don't we just, this is what you do at a baseball. Have we lost the recipes that when you were at a baseball game and there is a home run or a foul ball or whatever it may be, there's usually a moment of chaos where everybody is going after it. Somebody gets it and we move on. Who cares that much?
This woman apparently.
She apparently loves Harrison Bader. Would she like to buy my Harrison Bader, Memphis Redbirds, Darth Vader bobblehead?
If you were trying to figure out who she might be fighting over, Harrison Bader
Not
makes a
my
lot of
first
sense. like she wasn't fighting over an Ellie De La Cruz home run. It was fittingly Harrison Bader.
No disrespect to Harrison Bader.
But it fits with the haircut.
Why are we fighting over a Harrison Bader?
Because when you get that haircut, I think you
think something happens.
You're ready to fight for Harrison Bader.
We were talking about haircuts during the break. Sometimes I have noticed as more and more of my friends become moms or my peers become moms, there is this tendency, they all chop off their hair. It's the craziest thing. My friends who have had long hair their whole lives, one day I see on Instagram, they're like, well, I did it. And I'm like, you too. You promised you were never going to cut your hair. But that
the world is filled with people who start to do things they swore they would never do once they have children.
That's true.
That's a real thing.
It changes you.
It just
Something
does.
happens on the inside.
I'll plead guilty myself on some level.
Okay.
What's
your number one thing you swore you never would do that you now do as a parent?
Honestly, the first thing that pops in my head is let them play football.
Oh.
I swore I would not let my kids play football. But now I have two little guys playing football. And I know this isn't what you were going for.
No, it's
but
fine.
It's the first thing that popped into my head because I was like, I understand the dangers of football.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this stuff every day. There's no actual reason I should put my children in this position.
Yeah.
I'd feel hypocritical. And then it's like, you want them on an iPad or you want them to go out there and play with their friends? You really just come.
I would take that.
Yeah, just go get a concussion and we'll figure it out. All right, but at least you're not on an iPad anymore.
It's true.
So
At
that's
least
the
you're
thing that popped into
outside.
my head. But the other stuff,
that's a good one.
My kids are in things all the time, and you really rarely see me posting here's Oliver's golf swing and here's Louis' home run. Just because I know when I click on those things, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't. Congrats.
Who does care?
Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody does.
I don't understand where the disconnect is.
Yeah.
I'm fine seeing photos. Listen, I'm not a parent, so please don't come for me. Because then the parents always come
but
through
you're
and they're
gonna
like, you'll understand
You
one
will.
day.
You will. I'm
but
not
I
even
really don't
judging.
think
I'm
that I
just
will-
telling you the truth. I don't care.
I really don't think I will post videos
You
of
will.
my child doing. No, because I don't enjoy seeing them.
That's the thing. I largely don't. I mean, I'm not saying
I enjoy photos.
I'm not saying
occasional photos, not daily photos.
I'm not saying I never have. I'm just saying I rarely do.
Okay.
The ratio of my kids doing cool shit to me posting about it is very small relative to other parents. And it's because when I see other people's kids, I'm like, yeah, they don't really care about this.
Your kids are growing out of this time frame. Did you allow your kids' faces to be seen on social media?
Yeah, it never occurred to me
do
why
you
I
know
would
people
care.
who
Yes,
don't?
and it's weird to me. Yeah,
Well,
I think you're
post the
weird.
okay.
Who gives a shit about your kids?
My dear friends who are out there,
Yeah.
some who sometimes watch the show.
You're a nobody. Nobody cares about your kids.
Well, my thing is if you're gonna post it, or just don't post it.
How about just
but
sit
why
it
are you
out?
putting a heart emoji on the face of your child?
Weird. Because you're a weirdo.
No, it's because you've talked yourself into that as the right thing to do. I think that's the other piece of it is when you're a new parent, you talk
Good.
yourself
Let's role play here.
Okay.
You're that parent. You just
Okay.
put a heart emoji over your 7-month-old.
My child does not have agency to post themselves on social media, so I am protecting their identity. Also, there are so many creepos out there in the world who find pictures of young children and do absolute nasty stuff with it.
Okay.
So I'm going to prevent that from happening.
Got it. if there's creepos out there trying to do nasty things with pictures of kids, there's a million of those pictures. Your kid ain't gonna have any impact on this, whether their face is on it or not. If you're really concerned about your kid's identity, nobody forces you to post their pictures anywhere. And you ready? And you ready for this? Most people don't even want to see them. Like nobody really cares about what your kid looks like. They look like everybody else's kid. So like, what are you talking about? You sound crazy to me.
I know.
Yeah.
And yet it keeps happening.
Yeah.
Sometimes people do it to adults. Like they don't want their new significant other. Have you seen that, CJ? Where somebody posts their new significant other and they put an emoji over their. I'm like, what are we doing?
Just how about that? You ready for this?
Don't post.
Just turn your phone off. Like nobody makes you post everything you do all day long. It's like wild. I did a bunch of stuff this weekend. I don't think you know anything. Nobody knows any about it. I didn't feel compelled to let any. It didn't seem to matter. How about this? I did a lot of stuff this weekend. None of it seemed that interesting to like a random person. I didn't think, man, I bet Jess gonna really love this video of whatever I could take a video of. I just set it out. This is where I'm a little different than most, or some. I'll just say some. I am not compelled to show you everything I do all day long.
So I think I completely agree with that. It has to be, for me, in the content space. Like I went to a new breakfast burrito place downtown and I wanted to put a spotlight on that. So I did a TikTok on it because it's brand new and I want to support a local business.
That's fine with me.
Jess is back in Memphis and ready to tell everyone how great downtown Memphis
is. It's wonderful. It's the best.
But what I realized yesterday, something that has changed within me, I used to tweet through full football weekend. Yeah. Saturday college football, Sunday NFL. I used to tweet my way through it. I used to try to come up with funny memes and commentary. And now, I don't got it anymore, Gary.
I know.
I just want to sit and watch the games. I don't want to give my commentary.
I think I tweeted once this weekend.
I actually went back and looked. You shouted out Mississippi State.
And that's probably because it happened.
You live in Mississippi.
And it happened late at night. Yeah. You know, and I'm a little looser with it late at night. But like broadly speaking, I don't know. I don't know whether that's. I think some of it has to do with age. It has to, right? But I'm just like, I don't feel the need to tell everybody what I think about everything all the time.
We have shows on Monday where the things we care about the most.
But I've had a show for a long time.
And you used to do it.
100%.
Me too.
I used to feel like I need to be engaged all the time and let people know what I'm thinking about everything that they're watching all the time. Yeah. And I do not feel that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't, and I think it's probably age. Perhaps ego. Exhaustion.
Burnout a little bit.
Perhaps. Ego just lifting. I would hope that some of that. Like once upon a time you thought like the world would stop unless you let them know what you thought about something.
God forbid they would be like, is she not watching the games today?
That kind of stuff. Right. And I just think.
It's so silly.
And then I look up at some point and I go like, nobody really cares. Like I really do think I could disappear. I don't mean to get weird, but like I could disappear from the world.
Oh, that's weird.
And it wouldn't matter in a week. Like I really do believe that.
No, we'd still.
I don't
occasionally
think so.
say, hey, remember Gary?
Occasionally, I don't like. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I really like think about it. People die all the time.
Existentialism.
Think about it. It doesn't really matter. Like everything just moves on. And so I've gotten to a point where I think a football weekend or any weekend can move on without me chiming in. It doesn't really matter.
Well, now that you're sitting here, we were discussing on your show on Friday just how football takes over everything. Was it a football game that was the best thing you watched this weekend, or was there something else that was the best thing that you saw?
I watched the VMAs last night.
You watched the VMAs?
I enjoy it.
Why?
It was on.
So I usually would watch the VMAs. I'm not saying why. That sounded
it was going
more
head to head with
disrespectful.
Bills Ravens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was going to watch Bills Ravens, and I also recognized that I try to stay pretty attached to current music, new music. I do enjoy doing. Like I don't want to be one of those people who only listens to my music from the 90s and 2000s and never moves forward with it. But I felt more of a detachment yesterday that like Tate McRae had some song, that one song in the summer. I swear to God, I've never heard that song. And I saw the F1 movie. And it was in the F1 movie. Yeah. And I have never heard that song.
I'm not really that familiar with her music, but I see her.
You're familiar with her work.
I'm not. I mean, I see her.
Her dancing is insane.
She dances a lot. I see her dancing a lot.
I thought Tate McRae was a he.
Oh, no.
Tate McRae is
she's
a girl.
Definitely a girl.
Is a chick. Okay.
She looks a lot like a girl.
They were the ones, she was dubbed kind of like the next Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Because we always have to make comparisons.
Of course.
But she's a
That's
great
fun.
dancer.
I think everybody enjoys
I think
that.
she was on So You Think You Can Dance. Was her beginning of some, don't quote
She's
me
just
on that.
always
I've made
stretching.
that
I just
completely
always
up.
see her stretching.
Her leg is always in the air.
She just likes to stretch.
Her flexibility is unmatched.
Incredible flexibility for a
I've
young
never
woman
seen
or a
this
young
person.
man, really for anybody.
Yeah.
I've never seen this person. No.
She was on SNL last
Well, if you
year.
ever see her, she'll probably be holding her foot above her
Yeah,
head.
her foot is often in a position pretzeled
She
around.
is the best at putting her foot above her
really,
head.
really good
I don't,
at that.
I don't know if she can sing that well, but man, if you ever need a foot above a head, she's good at that.
How was Sabrina Carpenter's performance? I've only seen clips of it, and it looked very fun. I saw her.
She is fun.
Water dance.
Yeah,
break.
she got
everything she does
Mhm.
has this very. Like Hollywood musicalification process. Everything's a performance and a
Yes,
production, and I
yes.
appreciate that from Sabrina.
She seems fun.
Yeah.
Like, have you listened to the new album?
Yes, and I really enjoyed it.
I don't even know that I like the songs.
No, but I enjoy having it on. I've listened to it 3 times as background.
Right.
I could not tell you any of the only song I know is the Man Child,
right,
which was
right.
the single beforehand,
Right.
and everything else is kind of just.
Which didn't hit me as like a great first single off of the album.
Yeah, but then it stuck.
But
with
also,
me.
I should always say I'm 48
CJ,
years
you
old.
liked it.
I love it.
Yeah.
You love this
I
one.
love it.
Tears.
Tears.
Tears is a good
so
song.
that's the one she did at the VMAs
Yeah.
last night. There's Man Child, and there are a couple of more. It's like, oh, you might not know it, but you're describing the type of man I was when I was out here in these streets getting it in, right? Like that stuff I was doing. It's great. I
Sabrina
love it.
Carpenter wrote a song about CJ.
I love her. I love her so very, very much.
It
wasn't a good song, Gary, but
that's the thing. Like I listened to the album just because it's like it's the number one album in the world, and it it just came out and it's the biggest thing. And I do that is one way in which I try to not age is like I will still want to listen to what young people are listening to, or at least be aware of it.
Have you heard of Olivia Dean? She's taken over my life. She's great. I think she's British. She has some song. Her album's coming out in the next couple of weeks, but she has a couple songs that have come out on it, and one of them is all over my TikTok. I think it's called "Man I Need." You should listen to Olivia Dean.
Sure I'll
She's
bump
coming
into.
up.
I'm sure I'll bump into it at some point. So I will listen to a Sabrina Carpenter album and like just to be aware of it.
Right.
The truth is I don't love the songs.
That's fine.
But I like the
her.
idea of her.
Yeah.
She seems fun. She seems interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like she's a real pop star. I don't really care about the songs, but I'd like her.
Anything else from the VMAs? I saw everyone was worshiping Ariana Grande.
She's good at that.
Yes.
You know, she's just like standing in front of a microphone and talking.
Yeah,
That's
she
enough.
introed Mariah Carey for
Yes.
some legacy
And she was
award.
great at doing that.
Great.
Like it sounded exactly like if Mariah Carey would have written it, it wouldn't have been better.
Okay.
Like it sounded like it was like she's the
Perfect.
best, she's the GOAT, she's everything.
Yes.
If you were Mariah Carey and Ariana Grande were going to talk about you, this is exactly what you would want her to say.
ChatGPT wrote Ariana Grande's
It was
speech leading
perfect. It was
into Mariah
perfect in that
Carey.
way. So she was good. Big Glow was there.
I loved her outfit.
She performed.
I loved her performance, but her red carpet or whatever carpet was spectacular.
And then, she introduced an award or introduced a performer,
Okay.
and she was great. She's just a delight. People either are like, every time she's on television, it
pops.
Yes. For whatever reason, it just does. She was terrific. There was an Ozzy Osbourne tribute, and that was fine. I don't know. I just like a live award show, so I just sit there and watched it.
I do love an award show.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of bummed to miss an award show,
Yeah.
but Bills
Well, I mean, I had
Ravens
the
was
football
on,
game on
and
the
Bills
other-
Ravens was the best thing I watched this weekend.
And I had that on the other screen, and then the award show ended before the football game ended. So then you get to go to main screen football and watch the way that concludes, and it was obviously awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like a big stage, big names, big everything, and then it delivers in what some are calling like one of the best regular season games we'll see.
I think so.
I think you said it.
I did.
I think you
but
said
I mean,
it.
it's one of those things where it happens, and it just the way it makes you feel would lead you to believe that has to be one of the best regular season games. And you never know how something ages, or when you go back and you really get in the weeds of labeling 10 regular season games that were spectacular. Well, it was a pretty great game. But as CJ brought up, the end of it was pretty great.
Yes.
The beginning of it felt like the Ravens were inevitable.
Right.
I have a text from my dad last night that just cracks me up. He texted me at, 9:44 p.m. Ravens are unstoppable. Too many weapons. Wouldn't be surprised if they go 17-0 and win the Super Bowl.
Oh, whoa.
2 hours later, disregard text above.
Yes. You gotta
Want to
delete
come back by your bills.
Unsend.
UFB, uneffing believable. So, and I feel like that was a common thought process
Right.
watching the Ravens-Bills game last night.
It's just an interesting time because like you've got Josh Allen there, who everybody's saying now's the time. If you're going to do it, now's the time to do it. And they say the exact same thing about Lamar Jackson and a lot of the same stuff about Joe Burrow. And then Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes. So you've got we could probably expand it further than that. But at least in those four, like every year right now, you think those four should be like maybe winning a Super Bowl. And they can't, like it's literally impossible. Right. Some of these guys are going to go down in history as like, and he never was able to do this. And the reason will probably be Patrick Mahomes. But like we have set this thing up where I think at least in those four, you've got four generational talents. I know Ryan Clark might disagree, but I think you've got four generational talents.
Did you play
there.
the game?
One season I played 8th grade football.
Okay,
I don't know if Ryan Clark would accept that.
To have that one.
I don't know if Ryan Clark would accept that, but I did play 8th grade football.
Okay.
I ran the wrong way.
No.
I was
maybe just keep that part out.
I had a play call for me one time. I think it was supposed to be a sweep to this side, and it was I just went the wrong way. I don't know if Ryan Clark would respect me at all. But we've got a situation with those four quarterbacks where you think they should all be multi-Super Bowl winners in just like a vacuum. And they're just not going to be because of each other.
Yeah.
And like last night, that was on a stage. You had those two guys, and it looked like one guy. Your father thought one guy was headed for an undefeated season at one point, and at the end, the other guy was the one doing the post-game interview.
We see this happen. We usually just do it with two quarterbacks, though, right? Usually it's, all right, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and then towards the end of Tom Brady's career was Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. I thought about it over the weekend, not since Marino, Elway, and Kelly was it like, oh, here's a collection of quarterbacks who we all think are way better than their peers. One of them needs to go out there and win a Super Bowl. And to your point, Gary, Patrick Mahomes is still there. And as great as Josh Allen is and has been, especially in matchups against Patrick Mahomes, his teams don't beat Patrick Mahomes' teams. Lamar can't get past Josh Allen. Joe Burrow and the Bengals, if they get in there, great, but hell, they might mess around and be 1-5 in October. Who knows? So, like, there's a lot of interesting things happening with that collection of really, really talented quarterbacks, and it makes watching the NFL season play out all the more fun.
And I don't know if it lines up exactly, but I think the sentiment is true. You have that time where in the AFC you've got Elway, Marino, Jim Kelly, and then you've got the 49ers on the other side, like just standing in the way of all of it. And it feels like there's going to be a day where we watch Joe Burrow be inducted into the Hall of Fame and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, and we will probably all look at them and go, I thought they should have won more. Right. And it's not going to happen largely because of each other or Patrick Mahomes.
Well, don't worry. This year, Travis Kelce's taken out Xavier Worthy and making it even harder on Patrick Mahomes. And
they're 0-1.
I wasn't even here for that. How do you dislocate your shoulder bumping into your teammate? How strong is Travis Kelce?
None of us were here for that because it was Friday night.
Oh, I thought it was Thursday.
No,
Eagles, Cowboys.
Eagles, Cowboys in the spit. Then we got another spit, which we'll get into in the college football of it all. But yes, how do you do that to your own teammate because you were that big and that strong? It's just like, ow. That would hurt so bad. And then the Chargers guy who slapped Travis Kelce, I was like, do you know what you're doing to your mentions? Are you prepared?
No.
And he was.
Yeah, no, they'll come down hard. There's a lot of them. They have Twitter accounts.
They're everywhere.
Yes.
They've discovered the salary cap. They're looking at who's making too much money on this Chiefs team. I was like, I'm impressed.
It is interesting, like how quickly this entire segment of the world became really in tune with like football.
Specifically the Chiefs.
Yeah, of course,
yes,
but like now they understand what 3rd and 11 is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
I think it's a great reminder how one piece of an interest can translate into the gateway into something else. All you need is the opening, and then you can find yourself really interested in it. So many people there's so many barriers, especially for women in sports, and so they were able to take this opportunity. Hey, this woman who I love is my favorite performer, favorite singer, is now dating this guy, and I'm going to use it as a chance to be more interested in football. And to a lot of I don't want to give men too much credit, but like husbands, boyfriends, fathers took it as an opportunity to teach their wives, girlfriends, daughters, and I'm talking about the ones who weren't already into football.
Sure.
I'm one of the ones who is, so like chill. But it gave them a chance to learn and to like slow it down. And I'm like, That's so cool. And now you actually have more women football fans. And then it goes back to my original conspiracy theory that it was all to add women football fans in this world.
I never subscribed to that, but I do think there's something to I'm not interested in this thing, but now somebody I'm interested in is interested in this thing. And so I'm going to try to be interested in this thing, and it might give us something to do together. Yeah. Like if there's a man and a woman, or any combination you prefer, sitting down yesterday afternoon watching football together and enjoying it in a way that was impossible for them 3 years ago.
I think that's cool.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? I think people should find more things they enjoy with each other.
I do too. Gary, thanks for joining us as always. We'll take a break. When we come back, my husband had to sit and watch South Florida, Florida on a Saturday afternoon because that's love, and him learning how to be a college football fan. Great weekend in college football. We'll talk about the Mississippi State upset, the South Florida upset, what it means for the college football playoff picture here in September. That's after a quick break.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back. Time to get into some of the college football from the weekend. My first weekend spent dedicated to the beautiful game. It was wonderful. I was so dedicated, I watched Iowa State in the morning. And if you made it through Iowa State and the rest of the morning slate, you proved your college football worthiness.
What an incredible game Iowa State was. It was
Iowa-fied that quarterback so fast.
Everything that I needed it to be.
And less.
Everything
and
I need. No. 13-16 is all of their games need to end 13-16. Because that's the way Iowa State football needs to be.
That's how they are meant to be played.
If somebody from the future comes back right now and tells me, hey, CJ, one day the Iowa State football game is going to end 63-48, I'd lose my mind. Like, no, I don't want that. I want that ugly ass
chewing clock.
Let's play field position.
Just
disgusting. Let's run the football every single play. Let's get it going. We're going to throw the ball, but we're only throwing 5-yard outs, baby. That is it. Give it to me. That's my favorite game from the weekend was Iowa State. Loved it.
Mark Gronowski, Iowa quarterback.
Is that the dude from South Dakota?
Yep. 83 yards. One interception.
Say that again?
13 of 24. 83 yards, averaged 3.5 yards per pass. Just gnarly football.
Iowa State snapped their home losing streak to Iowa, though. So
yes,
that's a good thing.
Congratulations to the Clones.
I think it was 6 straight games they lost at home to Iowa.
The rest of the day was pretty enjoyable. The nightcap ended up being great with Mississippi State upsetting number 12 Arizona State 24-20. Those fans got the goalpost down in like 20 seconds flat. The post-game interview was not done by the time the goalposts were starting to be led out of the stadium. And I saw many a Mississippi State grad say, what do you expect? We're an engineering school. This is what we do best. Yes, got those out. What they did forget is our athletic department is poor. I'm not sure the Mississippi State Athletic Department necessarily wanted to be paying a fine of taking the goalposts down, but they worked quickly. I was very happy for State fans. They have long been suffering. They won 2 games last season, and they've already won 2 games this year, including one over the number 12 team in the country. And that creates a conundrum for the Big 12, and Arizona State was supposed to be the best team in the Big 12. You lose to Mississippi State on the road. Cowbells get the best of you. But it was a very fun game. The end of the final play for Mississippi State was great.
Listen, that great game, and because the college football is set up the way that it's set up, Arizona State is fine. Arizona State could very well be where they want to be come season's end. How many times have we watched Notre Dame go out there and lose to the Marshalls and the Northern Illinois of the world, only to look up and they're probably going to be in the playoff, be it the 4-team or the 12-team playoff. It sucks. You're not supposed to lose that game. You brought back all of that talent. You just can't lose that game. They did, but let's see how they rebound. I'm not sure they lost. I'm not certain that anybody else in the Big 12 is going to run away with this thing.
Iowa State?
Big 12's best team now is Iowa State.
Yes.
Right? They're gettable is all I'm saying.
Yes.
Get some things figured out, and Arizona State will be fine. Big win. Nobody counted this as a win for, at least I didn't, for the Bulldogs. When we start talking about team total wins on the season, they got one I wasn't expecting. I think it's at 4.5, 5.5 or something like that.
All right.
Hey, they're in a good spot. They're in the driver's seat now.
Someone who is in a very bad spot in the SEC is Florida, after losing to South Florida 18-16, and South Florida in a very good position for the non-power conference schools attempting to represent the group of 5, group of whatever we're calling it, in this year's college football playoff. I was having the time of my life watching the South Florida game, the Ole Miss Kentucky game, and the Troy Clemson game all at the same time. And then I was kind of down in the dumps because it was looking like they were all going to end up not being upsets. No one was going to ultimately pull it out. But then we got another spitter. We got another spitter in the game of football. CJ, you did miss the conversation coming out of the Jalen Carter incident with the Eagles. But then we had the situation with the Florida player, Brendan Bett, who hawked a loogie right in the face of a USF player and turned a 2nd and long deep in the Bulls territory into a first down at midfield. It totally reset the energy of South Florida, the energy of this game. I mean, South Florida was all but dead. And then that spit came, and they were back alive. If we could stop with the spitting at this point, I don't need this to be a trend through the rest of the season.
Like you said, man, if everybody's down and done, a little bit of spit is all it takes to rise it up, man. Get everybody excited again.
And that's what happened to the Bulls.
Don't be spitting. Spit on them, and then everybody
got
horn. Excited.
Look at that.
Come on, man.
The spitters are the quitters, and then everybody else comes out and ends up making a good time.
I saw the Hawk Tua headline from that.
That was mine. Thank you.
That one made me smile. That one was a good one.
I try to make headlines in your honor, even though you, of course, don't make headlines.
I don't make them.
Never, ever, ever. Billy Napier firmly back in the hot seat. Happened fast. They were 18-point favorites at home, and they have a gauntlet of a schedule coming up. LSU, Miami, Texas A&M are their next 4. There is a world where they could be 1-4. There is a world somewhere down the line that the spit could be the new cleat toss that ultimately led to the firing of Dan Mullen back in the day. Tough times for Florida. How quick something can fall. Meanwhile, South Florida, though, everyone always focuses on the SEC element of it, the SEC, the storyline out of it. South Florida now has arguably the best resume in the country with a win over Boise State week 1 and a win over Florida week 2. They are now the clear non-power school favorite to represent for the college football playoff. They are in the driver's seat. This is where we had a conversation on Friday, Bennett and I. Were you rooting for South Florida or against South Florida in terms of what's better for Memphis? Like if South Florida has a win like the one that they just acquired over Florida, that makes their resume better if Memphis were to then beat South Florida. But what if you get to this situation where South Florida has such a good resume that like their one loss to Memphis wouldn't be the thing that kept them out? I don't know. You can't predict how everything is going to go moving forward. South Florida's defense was wildly impressive in both weeks. I thought that was their standout unit in both.
You got to beat South Florida regular season and just
a conference championship
just assuming South Florida is good. They win. They get to a conference championship, and you'd have to beat them there also. So no matter what, you'll be in if you take care of business and beat South Florida, assuming South Florida is good. If you're of that camp, that South Florida is good. I myself am not of that camp. They were They were outplayed in every possible metric by Boise State in that game and still beat them dudes by almost 30, right? That's odd. Eventually that comes back to get you. Florida had over 350 yards of total offense and only kicked field goals for some reason. I'm not really sure what that was about, how you have 350-something yards and come away with 3 field goals, 9 points. That confuses me. So like there are those things happening. All they do though is go out there and win. I would assume they're going to fall quite a few times come conference play. But for now, hey, it's all theirs for the taking. For now, if you're Memphis, you want them to be as good as possible so that assuming, let's just play this thing out in the best possible way for Memphis. You beat Arkansas, you're undefeated, they're undefeated going into a regular season matchup. And you beat them, both teams would be ranked. Neither team would fall too far out of the rankings or too far in the rankings. Neither team would fall out of the rankings at all. You play them again, both of you are ranked in the championship, beat them there. Now you've got 2 wins over ranked team. Now we can start talking about things like, hey, well, maybe Memphis should get a home game. Let's look at these resumes come playoff time.
Let's pump the brakes and see Memphis get past Troy next week. Troy
they got
played
They got past
Clemson.
Got past Georgia State.
In the second half.
Yeah, but listen, Jessica, there's 2 halves.
I
don't play one
but
half.
that first half was
less
than desirable look.
They were warming up.
You're right. They shut Georgia State out in the second half.
Yeah.
That run game was just getting going. Brendan Lewis only threw the ball 20 times, and Memphis still won. First time Memphis team has thrown for 20 times or less, or a Memphis quarterback, I should say, and still won a game since 2021 in a game against Navy. It will be interesting. They do have to play Troy next week. Troy's quarterback's name is Goose Crowder.
Honk, honk.
Honk, honk. A little Top Gun Goose reference going on. But yes, Memphis just has to take care of business, get to the Arkansas game, and then you go from there. Meanwhile, South Florida plays Miami next week. South Florida, Miami on the CW. Perhaps the best CW game, a ranked-on-ranked game on the CW. I wish College Game Day would go to that game, but they won't because they only go to SEC and Big Ten games. So, of course, they're going to Tennessee, Georgia. Why you wouldn't take the opportunity to zig a little when everyone else assumes that you're going to zag into your usual territory, but that's just
Usually they do. Usually Miami, South Florida would be a game they would
I feel like they've changed. They've changed.
Okay.
I would go there.
That would be my game.
I'm going to be at a game next weekend.
Where?
Alabama, Wisconsin.
Ooh.
Me and my friends pulled the trigger on some $45 tickets.
Nice.
Before Alabama boat raced ULM. And we're going to go to the Alabama-Wisconsin game. So if you are an Alabama fan, we are searching for tailgates desperately. It's an 11 a.m. kick.
Okay.
We're going to leave at 5 a.m. We're going to make a day trip of it.
So you'll get down there, what, about 10?
Goal is 9.
Okay.
It's like 3.5.
Okay. All
So
right.
the goal is to get there by
listen,
9.
I didn't know if you guys were big stoppers.
Oh, no,
I'm a
we will not
stopper.
be stopping.
I'm a stopper.
No.
We talked about
Bring
it.
your coffee on the road.
Gotcha. Well,
have
no,
your bladder
don't-
be empty.
Don't bring your coffee. That's
Yeah, but
poop
if you-
juice.
That is.
You're going to have to stop if everybody's drinking coffee.
How did you know that's my husband's MO? How did you know that's what Chris can't have a cup of coffee if we're not going to be near a bathroom at some point? Anyway, please, I'm searching desperately. If you have any hints,
clip
tips, trades to go to a game, we are knocking off Bryant-Denny Stadium. We're going to Tuscaloosa, but I want somewhere to go. I'll share stories when I get back. I don't want to say it yet. I've had a couple trickles of some opportunities, but my friends are watching and they don't know what I've been led down, and I can't share it here. I just can't. Other college football games from the weekend. Michigan-Oklahoma ended up being a bit of a dud. That was the game that was most anticipated. I wouldn't call it a dud. That's an unfair characterization of it. You know, I am a John Crazy Legs Mateer truther, so watching his little psycho self do his thing, running around all over the place, making some big plays, making some plays where you're just like, what is he doing? But he got away with it against Michigan. Bryce Underwood looked underwhelming, and a part of that seemed to be by design. Michigan really didn't let him do much, and then you had him on the sideline yelling at his teammates, which wasn't a great look for your young quarterback. Did you see that video?
If it's a video I'm thinking of, I think everybody was yelling at everybody.
I guess.
I think that, listen, high stakes football and just sports in general, you got to be passionate to play them. Sometimes, like that passion turns into frustration, and as long as everybody can express themselves without the other party getting offended, I'm fine with it. And it looked like that's what was taking place on the sideline. If it's the video that I saw was they were in the red zone, and Underwood threw the ball to a receiver who was very clearly blocking downfield. And the read was supposed to be to hand it off to the tailback and let him get what he could get. Underwood pulled it and then just threw it, and you end up with a pass interference penalty because the receiver is blocking clearly down the field. They come off the sideline, running back comes up, Haynes comes up to him. Yo, what the F are you doing? What is going on here? You can't do that. And he's yelling back like, no, this is what I saw. Don't talk to me. Talk to him. He made the wrong read. And so they're trying to get to a mutual understanding about something. And I'm fine with that. I support that. It showed me that the freshman is not going to back down from anybody. Peers, probably the best offensive player you have on the field right now is Haynes at running back. He's not going to back down from him either. They got to open it up. I talked about play calling. This was one of the games where play calling, I think, cost somebody a game. Not sure that Michigan would have been able to go out there and beat Oklahoma, but if all you're doing is throwing the ball within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage and running it, yo, if I'm Oklahoma and I got a coach like Brent Venables, guess where everybody is? Right there. Within 5 yards of the offensive line, man. You got to do some things to open it up a little bit. I am a big fan of tater toting. I love to tote the tater.
Are you an Idaho football fan?
I love them.
They're going by the Fighting Taters.
Come on now.
Or at least this week they
Do
did.
they tote it?
They
If
tote it.
they tote it.
And they have a tater takeaway, like a little bag of a knapsack of potatoes when they get a turnover.
I rock with it. If all I'm saying, Michigan, throw the ball on first down once or twice. It was so predictable what they were doing. We're going to run it on first down. We're going to run it on second down. It'll be third and medium or third and long, and we're going to try and throw it. And it's just.
And that's where I found that game boring to watch.
You got to turn it loose with that quarterback. That's the number one ranked quarterback, number one ranked player in the nation coming out of high school. He's been there since the bowl game, I do believe. He's been practicing with the team. You paid him $10 million. Go out there. I understand wanting to protect him some. I do understand that. But you got to go out there and let him push the ball and see. Just see, hey, can he hit on one of these big plays? Michigan also might not have super talented receivers, and maybe that's some of this as well. You say, all right, we're going to drop back and try and hit a bomb the 40 yards, 35 yards, 50 yards down the field. And you just don't got dudes who can get that open as quickly as you need them to get. So maybe that's some of it as well. I am curious to see as the season goes along, because if this is what the offense is going to look like for Michigan, it's not going to work. As the season goes on, late October, early November, I would hope they'd have that playbook opened up more and you let Underwood do more things with his arm.
Do you know who the #1 ranked quarterback is via Pro Football Focus through the first few weeks of this college football season?
Beck? Who?
Diego Pavia. I just wanted to make sure the people knew.
All right.
Diego Pavia Heisman watch? What?
Oh.
Vanderbilt 6.5-point underdogs to South Carolina this weekend. Keep your eye. They slaughtered Virginia Tech in the second half of that game. Watched a little bit of that. Let's move into Hot Mess Express, which is really just a continuation of some of the craziest, dumbest, funniest things that came out of the college football weekend. This was hands down my favorite thing from the college football weekend. The border war, one of the best games as well, the Missouri-Kansas game. Missouri comes back, beats Kansas. But in that game, a Missouri fan had a chance to kick a field goal for $25,000. If he makes the field goal, he would have won $25K. Instead, you see him there kick the ball at the Kansas fan section instead. And further videos would show that this fan put his shirt up, and on his chest it said FKU. And if you notice there, he's an amputee. He is an amputee, and he hates Kansas so much that he realized he wasn't gonna even try to win $25,000 by kicking that field goal. He was gonna use it as a moment to remind everybody that he really, really hates Kansas. There was a great profile on him in The Athletic. He's a fascinating dude. Lost his foot when he was a kid. That's how he ends up having the lower portion of his leg amputated. He played wheelchair basketball. He's one of the best, I forget what the word is for it, but golfers who are missing one of their limbs. He's one of the top 50 in the world. He has a beautiful family, and he just hates Kansas with all of his might. And he used this as the opportunity. The star. I love when college football rivalries can have a petty moment like that. Nobody gets hurt, but it's funny as hell, and it reminds you just how deep this all runs.
I would have tried to hit him in that leg. I'd have caught the ball and thrown it right at his leg.
Well,
and tried to take him out.
Then that's hurting somebody.
That's not hurting anybody.
What if it did?
How would it hurt him?
What if he fell and cracked his head open?
On the football field?
Yeah.
All them dudes falling on the football
He
field,
doesn't
and they
have a
don't crack
helmet on.
anything open. Often enough,
sometimes,
maybe.
Most of the time. Anyway, shout out him. Shout out the border war. We got it for the first time since Missouri moved to the SEC.
We got to keep playing
have
it.
to.
We have to
Games
keep
like
playing
that,
it.
we have to
keep
continue.
playing it, man.
If there's proof of anything, we deserve the college football rivalries that are not just a football rivalry, but a geographic rivalry. Like, that is a border war. Those states hate each other. Give us the football game. Thank you. This should not be on Hot Mess Express because I also loved it, but the LSU band member who's 66 years old and a freshman, he came back, he's 66, he wanted to play in the LSU band. He was one of the stars of the college football weekend. Shout out Kent Broussard for making the dream happen. I loved to see that. Next up on the Hot Mess Express side of things, the Syracuse football team ended up having to run sprints after their game on Saturday after they almost lost to UConn. They had to go to overtime. They barely won, and Fran Brown had them running sprints right afterwards. Are you anti the sprints? They only ran for like 2 minutes.
I wouldn't be. I'd like to see them sprint. They're
It's a
trotting.
jog.
Come on, man.
It's not even a trot. It's a jog.
What are we? And then to put video on it and post it. Who posted this?
A reporter.
Okay.
The team did not post it.
You know reporters are out there.
The first thing I thought of when I saw this was like Dylan Brooks had a game here where he went like 1 for 15.
It came out on the court.
Came out on the court afterwards. It's the same energy.
All of these dudes
go
do
show
that,
us your
man.
hustle.
Like, all right, dog, calm down. Kobe did that once, had a bad game in Miami, knew ESPN was still there, just walked on the court for like 15 minutes and did drills like, oh my gosh, look how hard these guys are working. And if you want me to get excited about this, actually have these dudes sprint. Actually have them going through drills. Otherwise, I get out of here. Throw the video back
Performative.
up.
Performative
You remember
sprints.
the Robin Williams Jumanji?
Yes.
And you remember how the stampede comes through?
Yes.
And then there's the rhino at the back who's just drop. That's this
them.
guy right here.
That's
this
them.
guy is that rhino from Jumanji, the one with Robin Williams, the one that is too tired to keep running, and he's just Like, get out of here. That's not an actual sprint. That's whatever, man.
Well, if you think that's embarrassing, let me show you one of the funniest touchdowns that you will see this college football season. This happened in the Fresno State-Oregon State game, which was also on the CW, which Pac-12 After Dark is a mentality. It doesn't have to be in the dark. It continues to exist always. It's a perpetual state of being. Oregon State punting. Uh-oh.
Wait, did he just kick the ball?
Yes, he sure did.
Yeah.
He just kicked the ball.
You can do that.
And then the Fresno State player picked it up and returned it for a touchdown. And you can do it, and it did happen. And the very best part of this, though, CJ, was the Oregon State coach was doing his halftime walk-off interview, and he was asked, like, what the team needs to do to settle in. And he essentially said, we allowed ourselves to create their success, and special teams, an effing joke. Only he said the F word. And that was... They had 2 F-bombs in that game because one of the Oregon State offensive linemen got called for holding in the third quarter, and he just goes, caught on a hot mic. Great game, 10 out of 10, no notes. Why you're not watching Oregon State, Fresno State on the CW, what are you doing if you're not a part of that? One of the biggest robberies you will ever see in college football, Northern Colorado, screwed. Absolutely screwed. Playing Colorado State this weekend. UNC had led the whole game. CSU scores a touchdown with like 45 seconds left in the final minute to take a 4-point lead. Northern Colorado has the ball down 4 in the final seconds. And they, to my eyes and to the eyes of many who watched this game, scored a touchdown. Here's the play. Northern Colorado for the win. That's a catch. Ball game. Call it. Only they end up wiping this off. And I have not seen an angle or a video evidence at all showing the ball touch the ground. And after the catch, that nearest official threw a flag for excessive celebration, and all I saw was like a shush. So excessive celebration feels a bit excessive of a call for a non-excessive celebration. And if they hadn't wiped the touchdown off, and that would have been upheld, then it would have been enforced on the kickoff, and Colorado State would have had better field position. I'm just saying, felt like there was an awful lot of help going the way of Colorado State, and they should be lucky that they beat Northern Colorado. And it's unfair because UNC has never beaten Colorado State in the history of Colorado football. I don't like cheaters.
Mountain West cheating for
Yes.
Colorado State?
Saw somebody say they're taking a page from the SEC, protecting their teams.
Hey, got to do it.
Nobody does it better. Nobody does it better. All right. Bill Belichick got to win. Who cares? North Carolina, Charlotte. Did you say they had a gold digger camera?
What?
Yeah, they have
at
a gold
Charlotte?
at Charlotte. And I could never find it confirmed if the gold digger camera has always existed or if they specifically brought it out. I like to believe in the spirit of petty college football that they only brought it out for this particular game, but I don't think that's quite the truth. Anyway, after the game, Bill Belichick was asked about the report that Patriots scouts are banned from Tar Heel facilities, and he said, quote, "It's clear I'm not welcome there at their facility, so they're not welcome at ours." This is getting tiring.
And that's stupid. Also, that's a potential employer
For your
players. I understand you got beef. I keep that beef, but don't. It's only 32 of these jobs that they can get. Don't get rid of
Take one of them out of the equation.
Oh, wait, come on, man.
That's so silly.
No.
You're going down bad. And now there's really no reason to follow North Carolina for this season outside of the Bill Belichick experience, so you're just providing fodder. Otherwise, no one's talking about this team.
What reason was there to follow them before the Bill Belichick thing?
Ask ESPN.
Ask them what?
How much they followed that first game.
Listen, man. I don't partake.
They treated that like UNC football has been a perennial powerhouse.
I don't partake in the ESPN for a lot of reasons, and the way they can overhype one of them. One storyline is part of the reason why. I didn't know they had done that. Okay.
Yeah. Michael Jordan was there.
But Michael is an alumni.
Yeah, but then ESPN's like pomp and circumstances of it leading up to that opening game. I can't believe he was everywhere.
I guess who's not on ESPN?
Had a balloon. This wasn't ESPN, but they even had a balloon arch after the game.
Who?
Bill Belichick.
Had a balloon arch?
He had to do his losing post-game press conference under a balloon arch.
Why is there a balloon arch?
Well, ask Jordan Hudson that question. I don't have the answers for you. All right, last but not least, the Oregon Duck dressed up as a Labubu this weekend, and if you didn't see video of the Oregon Duck mascot in this costume doing push-ups, you really missed out because Oregon beat Oklahoma State. what was the final? 69-3? 69-3.
Nice.
Shout out to the Oklahoma State athletic department or their social media team. They did tweet the final score. Respect them. Worst loss for Oklahoma State football since Oklahoma became a state.
Oh my gosh.
It goes way back.
Shout out Mike Gundy.
How fast Mike Gundy has fallen. That team is in disarray. But 69-3, that Labubu duck was doing all the push-ups.
Oklahoma State does. I don't know if they don't have the financial backing. If Gundy refuses to go to the financial backing, I have to believe
Their
they
billionaire
don't.
died.
I have to believe they just don't have it.
Yeah.
Because they are just getting outspent, and Gundy is complaining about it.
Yes. Well.
You want to win? Spend money, man.
Oh, last but not least, I realized we forgot one thing.
What?
The man who got trapped on the flag. How does this happen? How does this happen?
I don't know.
And how does it happen at a Jets game?
That
Is
just
there
makes sense,
always
doesn't
something
it?
American
Look
flag
at
related
him.
happening at a Jets game?
And he's crawling
This
from
man
damn near
is
the 50.
Rolling. This is like something out of your PE class in elementary school when they brought the fun tarp out and you're playing with that and someone got stuck in some obscure way. That's that man on top of the flag. But why was he on top of it to begin with?
Did he trip and fall as they unraveled it and then was trying to get off of it and then everybody lifted?
I can't imagine how scary it is.
And listen,
I
at
would
that
think
point-
that being in the middle of that giant American flag in the middle of a football stadium with the crowd noise would be a very jarring and sensory discombobulating experience.
He did it wrong also. Don't crawl. Don't try and get away. You stand on the flag and put your hand over your heart like an American.
What are you doing? Somebody
As the
somewhere
Eagles,
out there.
as the Eagles call overhead and the apple pies are eaten in the stadium, you put your hand over your chest and stand on that flag.
Absolutely. America.
America.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you have a great start to your week. We'll be back tomorrow. Monday Night Football tonight. Mike Wallace will join us tomorrow. We'll talk through some Grizzlies news from the past week. Grizzlies preseason will be here before we know it, less than a month. We'll see you then. Have a good one. Bye.